So here's an easy one in Microsoft Word. Footers and headers, or is it? I meet a lot of people who actually don't use footers and headers, so maybe it's worth sharing this tip with you so that you can create more professional documents, because look how professional that is. It's all in Latin and it's beautiful. So to insert headers and footers in Word actually starts with the insert tab, which is obviously the easiest part. So if I go to insert at the top, I'll see header and footer there. Headers and footers are great for repeating specific text that must be at the top or the bottom of your pages. So things like the date or the author or the document name, page numbers, brilliant for that. You can also bring in images. So your company logo or the letterhead top you can bring in as well. So let's choose that. That's pretty cool. That actually looks like it's going to bring a number in for the page. I've never seen that one. So let's test out the theory. And just go across to a new page. Let's see. Yes, that's the page number. That's pretty awesome, I'd say. I'm going to just double click on the header again. I actually want to change that. So so let's just remove that. Hold on a second. Let's go back to, I want to actually change this header. So I want to change it to that type of thing. So in the top and as well as in the footer, I normally bring my page numbers in the footer, but I did like that kind of an image with a number in it. I have to admit, that was pretty cool. So this is where I can actually bring in the document name or add some text that might be important to me. Now, let's bring this in and just call this the governance document, because that's important. And I can just make a note and say this is revision 1. And then, of course, something that's pretty cool as well is I could put a little note there and say printed. And if I go to date and time, so if I put that date and time in, do you see there's a little tick box that says updated automatically? Which means that whenever someone prints this document, it'll print the date on it. And that's pretty cool when you work with a lot of documents and they get reviewed and you're using them in projects, is to actually, when you pick up a document, say, wait a minute, this was printed like 6 months ago. This isn't going to work. So using that little formula for printed is a really cool thing. And then, as mentioned, I can then in the footer, I can bring in page numbers as well. So page numbers, I can then select. So let's say bottom of page, I can select how I want the page number to show. This is normally the one that I use. I kind of prefer this. So when you start scrolling down, then you can actually see the different page numbers there. If you don't want your first page to have a header already, you can change it. So if I go different first page, let's test the theory, and that worked, then it won't put it on the first page, but it actually starts with the second page. So that's also something you could do, is by saying different first page or not. This is where you can change how high it is as well and where it must be. And then, of course, you can still bring in pictures as well. Now, the quick part's pretty cool. I'll be talking about quick parts in another blog as well. But quick parts is also where I can bring in the auto text things like document properties, like the author, or so maybe we can put that in the bottom. So let's bring in a quick part and we'll call it the author. How cool is that? So that's a quick part, and it actually picks it up automatically from the document. So that's headers and footers, and look how professional that looks, guys. I mean, that's pretty neat. And as you add extra pages, of course, it'll keep on repeating that header and that footer. And remember, you can definitely bring in images as well. I actually really did like that other one that we saw. So where was that again? So headers. I have to admit, I really like that with a page number. I think that's pretty sexy. So there you go. That's headers and footers. And it's a lot easier than you thought it would be. Simply double click in the header or footer area and then double click in the document again to just close that after you've edited it. Hope you have fun with that and go and create some amazing looking professional documents in Word.